Namaste, my people. This is Bob, or Mr. E, checking in with you, and I just wanted to talk to you about a couple things like what you can do. I made a couple little things here I want to show you that could help you with these microwave weapons or these mind control directed energy weapons they use nowadays. Something that I used when I was getting heavily targeted, and I have a theory about that it's really, you're just moving through the dimensions. You can just finally see what's really been happening all along anyway. And so and there's a bunch of distortions that we have to clear. And so I'm going to show you what I made here. It's like it's a scalar wave frequency generator, and what it'll do is it makes a scalar wave frequency output, and it surrounds you, so it blocks other things from coming in. And all you do is you buy some wire. See, there's just regular wire, and I got headphones, and I just used the jack. See, the jack. And I splice these wires together. What you do is you take this wire, you put it in a drill, and attach it to a doorknob or something, and spin it. And it gets to winding up, so it looks like that. It's kind of on a 45-degree angle, as much as you can. You want the kind of wire that's going to stay kind of, so it doesn't unwind. Some wire doesn't stay bent, and you want the wire that kind of stays bent. And I just found this on a link in YouTube. I'll actually link the video down in the description down below how to make this stuff. But then what I found are the solfeggio frequencies. You just take your phone or an MP3 player, plug that in, and hit the button, and it produces a frequency. And it blocks the voice to skull, especially, is what it was blocking. So that gives you quite a bit of relief, so you're not getting tortured. Because it is torture when they sit there and talk to you like that. I mean, I do believe there's a foreign mind installation anyway. That's what the sorcerers would teach me, is you have a foreign mind installation, and it's talking to you all the time, and it's not reality. It's actually something else. And so what we try to do is silence the mind, and in the space of silence, then we can gain some power and actually gain energy, because you don't have this thing feeding on you all the time. And what they're doing is they're causing like fear. Now, I haven't gone over the four. So let's just stop right there, and let's just go back a little bit. Like, the world is not what it's meant to be. It's not what it appears to be, and it's certainly not what they tell you it is. So quit listening to everything everybody says, especially the media, and then especially some of these people that I kind of find it leery if they're talking the truth and they have 1 million subscribers and haven't been canned or stopped in any which way. I kind of find that kind of funky as well. Like, why? I've been stopped and they've been harassed in whatever I do. So I'm getting a little bit hammered myself. So anyway, I just wanted to go over this with you. You can make this scalar wave frequency generator, and then play the solfeggio frequencies over your phone or over an MP3 player, and it'll create a scalar wave. And I want to talk to you about scalar waves a little bit. We live in a 15-dimensional time matrix. So there's 15 dimensions in this universe, and it's divided into 5 harmonic universes and 3 dimensions each universe. So in between these harmonic universes, in between the dimensions, there's a 90-degree shift in scalar wave frequencies. So what you're doing when you see, let's look at this. Let's look at this wire for one thing. what does that represent to you? I mean, what does that look like to you? It looks kind of like your kundalini, your DNA, and also your the spinal, the energy system in your spinal cord is also structured like that. You got the Inga, the Pingala, and the Sushumna. The Sushumna is the one in the middle. You get in the Pingalas. I think the Inga is on the left and the Pingala is on the right. I'm not sure about that, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not even sure about the names. I'm not sure about anything anymore. So, but anyway, it's structured like this. So that's what I want you to really realize is that you are a scalar wave frequency generator. And so you have the ability to block these frequencies just by raising your frequency. They won't even be able to see you for one thing, because you can go right out of their dimension. Up in the higher dimensions, they can't. These other things can't even see or touch you. So, and if there's another safe space I call the Aurora platforms, and I don't really call that. That's not my name. That was given to me by some other beings, and there's an Aurora platform. So you can anchor your consciousness into the Aurora platforms, and it provides a safe space for you to rehabilitate yourself. Because we've been stuck in this quagmire for so long. It's time to rehabilitate ourselves. If you could want to excuse me for a second, I've got a runny nose. So, anyway, gotta keep the pathways clear. So anyway, I always believe in good health as well too, because what the sorcerers would teach me is how the secret to youth. Oh, and it is snowing like crazy now again, just coming down. So there's definitely plasma frequencies emanating in. It looks like a rainbow type crystalline platinum rainbow plasma frequency coming in, and it forms snow. And so be prepared for that. That's going to definitely activate a few things if you know how to do that. And we can help you with that. We can actually. My wife carries some. I carry the keys, and she carries some of the codes. So we can actually help you ascend. And what was I saying about the sorcerers? They were talking to me about defeating old age, and what you want to do is take a 90-degree turn. Well, if you look at it on the scalar wave frequencies, the difference between each harmonic universe is 90 degrees. So what you want to do is go up a harmonic universe, and actually you start living a little backwards. So and that's when the recapitulation really starts happening. So when you take the 90-degree turn, then you'll be able to see, because you're kind of running backwards, not completely, but 90-degree turn. You'll be able to see the other dimensions below you and see what's actually happened. So there is no time. It's you'll have loops and patterns and things that'll come up, and you can clear those, and then you start gaining more energy and perfecting the light body. And the goal is to ascend and just disappear out of the space, and maybe not having to die at all. I don't want to go into the ground again. I've been reincarnated so many times, I'm sick of it. So, and trust me, these things that are after you or something, it's non-player characters, or what do we call organic portals. Somebody else can use their space. It's just crazy what's really happening. I think the human consciousness has been hacked for a long, long time, not just recently like they're trying to portray. This stuff's been going on for a long time. And, sure, they have 5G towers, and that's where that's part of the frequency weaponry they use. And then, but it's also in the electronic phone lines and the power lines that are gridded around your house all over the planet. There's power lines, and we call these things wires, and they present a frequency fence, and so it makes it hard. They try to stop you from ascending, but it's impossible for them to stop you now. The sun is waking everybody up. The planet's already ascended, just waiting for you to catch up. The galactic families of light are here helping. There's a crystal river host anchored in to the planet. It's pretty wild. Just anchor yourself into the Aurora platforms, and we'll all be better off. So anyway, I'll put a link in the description to the Scalar wave frequency generator and see if that helps you with this voice to school technology they might be using on you. And chances are it might, because I did buy something called a Q-Link, and that's all they're doing is a scalar wave frequency generator playing solfeggio frequencies. So, and they charge like $1,000 for that. Well, I'm giving it to you for free. So, thank you, Mr. E, for giving us something for free. Try it. It doesn't cost you. This costs you maybe $10 to put together, maybe $5. It's the only thing that's going to be pricey are these headphones, and you can find them. I found these in the thrift store for like $3. And this wire, which was like kind of like overkill, it's kind of too big for the headphone jacks, but it works. I can feel the frequency. I can see it because I am a seer, so I can see emanations of light and frequencies through the third eye, of course. And that gets quite wild. But remember, you're more powerful than you ever dreamed of. So you are a scalar wave frequency generator. You can actually, you have solfeggio frequencies inside of you. If you just play them yourself, and you're going to have to clear the density off of your light body to do it. It's just caked with density. That's another thing I'd like to talk to you about a little bit down the road. Well, I could talk to you about now. Like they used a weapon called Yellow Rain on me. That was quite interesting. It was they would use a laser targeting system on my home, and then the chemtrails they were spraying were actually concentrated on top of my home and on top of my external field. And then what they would do is project. They would project what do you call it, holograms onto my external field to try to terrify me. And so that might be happening to some of you. Remember that they just coat it with a layer of gunk. And so we've got to clean this gunk off of us. Get it off of you. You know what I mean? Shake it off you. Let that light shine. And as soon as your heart opens, it's going to bust it all off anyway. So you got to really focus on doing a meditation, heart meditations, and opening that heart, linking the mind with the heart, or the upper heart and the lower heart, and maybe the two kidneys are power centers. Open the trifold flame. Sorcerer has all these centers open, all these chakras are open, so you can see and view the other dimensions and other bands of man anytime you like. And it gets quite interesting when you shift dimensions, and it takes some practice going through the dimensions intentionally and focusing and anchoring in to the one you want. You're gonna have to first clear off everything because you're caked with gunk. I guarantee it. I was. You have to clean the tonal first. Then maybe you'll see the Nagwal. I gotta keep my nose clear because it's been driving me nuts. I'm allergic to something in this house. Here we are. We're still up in Utah, so we're going to be traveling around a lot. Rolling Stone gathers no moss, so that's my theory. We don't want to gather some moss.
Well, moss is pretty cool.
Moss is pretty cool, but still, I don't want it on me. I don't want to grow on. Well, some little tree.
Tree moss.
Well, tree moss is pretty cool too. And then that's another thing. You get after you start waking up, you get to start talking to all these beings, these trees. You can talk to the trees, and you can talk to the animals, and you talk to the plants. And you'll notice it really is a magical place we live in, and that you're actually a guardian of all this beautiful stuff. And what's been happening here is kind of horrific, and we, as guardians, we need to put an end to it. So. That's kind of what I'm up to. I'd like to put an end to all this bullshit, this stuff going on. I don't want to swear online, but yeah, put an end to the bullshit going on because you just had enough of it. I sure have. I mean, nothing the media tells you is true. We got some kind of clones running around chasing us with electronic weapons or whatever. Run by some artificial intelligence. It's not even real. Keep that in mind. I'm getting chased around by a machine. It's a military artificial intelligence program running, tracking you, trying to torture you into compliance. See, once they think they've cracked you, they cracked your consciousness, they'll lay off you and think they've got you, so we're right where they want you. And you can play into that. You can play like you're dumb and stupid, but just keep working on yourself and clear that density off of you. And pretty soon you'll be able to change your own scalar wave frequencies, and they can't touch you anyway. You won't even need anything like this.
And how do you do that? How do you clear off your...
You're gonna have to. We'll talk some more about clearing off your density, but really, the first step is just recognizing that this place is not what it appears to be, and just in recognizing that will clear some density. You're gonna have to look at the distortions. There might be some seals, some tags, some flags, some implants. Holographic inserts, pathogen pullers, all sorts of things that have been implanted into your field that you're unaware of. Now we can see them, and we see them in other people when we're in the supermarket, when we're at the gym. So, and it's kind of sad to see because there's some death programs running. There's reverse spirals, reverse black holes in some people. It's pretty crazy what's really going on. Because, see, these things, there's been kind of an intrusion from some other universes actually intruded on this space, and it caused a reversal spin in a black hole, and so they're trying to feed off of our energy because they're disconnected from source, so they don't realize that energy is free, and your source consciousness, you're just a piece of source consciousness anyway. So everything is connected, and there is no separation. So they don't realize this, so they try to feed off of your light, and they have been for a long time. So that's why there is density, because somebody's been loosening your light, loosening your energy. So, and they do that mainly through fear. That's the biggest weapon they use is fear. And I do want to talk to you guys. I'll do another video about the 4 natural enemies of man of knowledge, and we'll touch base on those because those are very, very important. You won't be able to become a man of knowledge and receive that knowledge you want to gain your light. That's the knowledge we're talking about. You won't be able to do that unless you defeat all 4 of the natural enemies known to man, men of knowledge. So, and fear is the biggest one of them. That's the first one. So we're going to talk about fear. We'll talk about each one of them separately. And it's not what you think it is. Your enemy is not out there. It's the warrior's battle is with himself and it's self-pity. It's literally about loving yourself. It's the path of the heart. You've got to choose your path with the heart, because then everything is possible. Because when you open your heart, everything comes to you automatically, because your source consciousness is emanating everything, and trust me, everything that you emanate reflects back, and the energetic reality you're projecting out is going to line up with the energetic reality that you're emanating on the outside, and that's what's going to show up in your reflection. So that's what creates your world. It really, literally is. So this is an inside job. So I can't stress that enough. I went through a lot of pain and suffering. Chased all over the western half of the United States in an RV and tortured. Left for dead. And then, lo and behold, I feel pretty good. The torturing, I can hear that they're still trying this bullshit on me, but doesn't have any effect anymore. I'm not scared of them anymore at all. Not at all. In fact, I think they're terrified of you, and they're terrified of me because of what we actually are. We're actually planetary guardians or universal guardians or gatekeepers, something. You can. We're practicing dismantling artificial intelligence and mind control everywhere we step, because there's stargates in the bottom of your feet. So you have the ability to master that. Every time you take a step, it reverberates a frequency out that dismantles all artificial intelligence and mind control. Just think about that. How powerful that actually is. And just your thoughts. It emanates a frequency out that goes forever. So it's a universal frequency that you're emanating once you're part of the universe, and this is what the universe wants, and it uses us to do it. So you got to wake up to it. It is not what you're told it is. So quit worrying about working so much, and where on earth did we get how did we learn? We were supposed to go to school, go to college, get a job, work, get a nice house, and then die. What kind of life is that, really? I can't do it. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. I haven't been able to do it. And I kind of blew up those distortions a long time ago. And I don't know who all these people are making laws. All you have to really worry about are universal laws. I've already been toe-to-toe with feds and stuff all my life, really. And I did notice that it is a free will universe, and they can't violate free will either, and they won't do it. So they know what's up. It's not their fault that you don't. So remember this: he who does not stand up for his rights has none. I guarantee that. If you don't stand up for yourself, they'll roll right over you. They'll disclose every bit of it on a movie, or have an expert witness come on to do a video or something. Hey, I made this voice to skull technology, and now we can control your mind, and we're going to control the whole world, and blah 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 blah. What do you call them? Da-da-da-das. Da-da-das. Let's call them da-da-das. Wah 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 wah. And wah 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 wah. Okay, whatever. So they're full of shit too, and I don't mind saying it. I think they're just being mind controlled themselves. Come out here, and it's actually disclosure. And if you consent to it, then you're giving them. If you don't say anything, you actually agree to it. That's how this law works. Is if you're just quiet about it, then you're just consenting to it. Hey, baby, did you find my necklace? And so we're making some necklaces and stuff, and they're very powerful. They're charged with high frequency energy, and the necklace itself will protect you from almost anything. So actually, it's protected me from anything, and I go into completely hairy situations. Here I am back at ground zero where it all started, and nobody's messing with me. They may try to play some psychological games and try to so they're trying to grab your attention. It's about your attention. If you give them your attention, then hey, remember this: we're all going to die. Death is stalking you, and it's stalking me, and death is the power player here, not you. So, yeah, check out these necklaces. They're just gorgeous. Anyway, we can get these. They're pretty expensive, though. I'll have these coming up on the website soon. And you got some of your rings and stuff, honey? Oh, never mind. We got a bunch of crystals and stuff we're going to throw up on the website. Very powerful stuff. Has been... see, I like to go out with my styling with my stuff on. Look at that. Wow, that's cool. Look at that. What kind of rock is that?
I can't remember.
We don't remember where all these stuff. She got a suitcase of them I can hardly pick up. So I don't know. We got to sell some of this stuff. Look how pretty that is.
This one too.
I'm telling you, we're going to program them. So our intent will carry with these stones, and they get cleared.
I think you can fit that one on your finger.
So look at that one. That one's kind of cool. Do you have cards?
I don't.
We'll go grab a card. Cards. Where's our cards?
Those cards. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to pull some cards for this week and see what's going on. Look how beautiful that one is. That's kind of looks like an abalone shell or something, but it's not. It's actually a stone. I'm not sure what kind of stone it is. I am not a stone expert. I used to be when I was a young kid. I had a whole big, huge rock collection. Then I grew up a little bit and donated it to the University of Utah. And they still have it up there in the museum. My rock collection. Imagine that. So let's. Oh, this is the Shaman Dreams card. So for all you shamans out there, let's pull some cards. We're talking to shamans. When we were gang stalking, we would call the cops and then fake police would show up. So we decided we're not going to call cops anymore. We're just going to call a shaman. And that actually helped a lot. Call a shaman. Don't call the cops. Call a shaman. And that actually helped a lot. So that was going to be a chapter in our book about all this shit. And I just want to tell you how much we love you. And go ahead and, if you like these videos, give it a thumbs up and share it and subscribe. And we'll keep them coming. Let's see. We're going to keep let's get a couple shaman cards for next week. Crown Games. Right use of power. Crown Games. I have no idea what that means.
Let's see.
Right use of power. Number 8.
Leadership, responsibility, accountability, right use of power.
Okay. I don't have it in my glasses. I'm going to have her read it to you.
Let's see. There's a game of power played by all people, whether they're conscious of it or not. It concerns who has it and who doesn't. How to get more of it and not to lose that which you have. How to wield it wisely and not to get drunk with it and cause harm. These are the matters you need to ponder now that you find yourself in the crown game too. You want to be on top, the best, the most effective, most beloved. You may discover that your deep desire to help others is disguising the underpinnings of this complex game. Power and all it entails can be both dangerous and productive, destructive and redemptive. Which will it be for you? Can you forgive without condoning and keep your dignity when challenged? Will you be accountable, amenable to change or making amends? Can you let go of your need to rescue others, lead with humility, while letting others discover their way home? Now you're learning that empowerment comes with a price and a sacrifice for sovereignty. This is a time to pick your battles, use strategy, and temper your reactions. You have the power to make a beautiful difference on behalf of others. Can you see power as a currency that you must spend judiciously? True power is stewarded wisely, for it is given from the divine, not from the ego. In all your relations, the greatest beauty is when power is shared. If you are in a higher position, it is even more important to be kind and respectful. Ask for guidance. It will come when you choose compassion over your own goals and desires, when you stop caring about who wears the crown. True success and influence appear for you.
All right, so that's the card for next week is Crown Games. And about that, a little bit more about that insights into after she read it. Like, remember that a warrior lives by challenge. So nothing's a curse and nothing's a blessing. It's all just a challenge. So if you start living like that, it's a different way to look at life. It'll give you some power. So we're trying to get you to gain your personal power back, which is your light. And remember who you are. Start remembering things. What you're doing is bringing your light pieces back, your light body, and you're remembering yourself. So it's actually bringing yourself back into yourself. So that's hard to explain, but anyway, that's really what's going on. If you can see, you'll know. And then what else was there? She said something about, I forget.
You'll know when you see the same situation showing up in your life.
It's a loop.
It's like a loop.
Yeah, you'll be looping. I'm looping inside my loops. So
not today.
you can just clear your timelines too when you go to sleep. We'll talk more about clearing timelines, and we'll actually do an exercise with you on air to clear timelines. It should be done before you go to sleep. That's a beautiful ring, by the way. These things will be available online someday soon. As soon as I can sit down long enough and make all this stuff up, I've got to actually be able to sit down and focus long enough to build a website. The problem is they've changed everything so much. When I used to do it a little while ago when I was a younger man, but now that I'm older, I have to relearn it all. So just be patient. We'll get stuff up and running. We're getting close, and right now we're traveling. It's kind of hard to be internet marketing when I'm not really don't have all my stuff in front of me. But what else was about that card? The battle. It says to pick your battles. Remember, the battles within yourself is with yourself, your self-importance, your self-pity, and all the programs you've got running, the social conditioning, the narcissism, that's running inside of you. Yes, we have that. I have it. Everybody does. You might not be able to get rid of it completely, but you can clear up some of the distortions that it's caused, and you can gain some more power. This is where we gain our power, and this is where it's going to ultimately help you so you're not experiencing some of these things you're experiencing. Trust me, this is how you get out of it. I'm telling you, there's a way out. And there's also another thing that inspired me inside that card was, being humility for the players in the game. Some of these perpetrators, you should actually maybe be thanking them, because they're actually showing you, they're actually waking you up to who you actually are. So these petty tyrants, is what we call them, are actually your greatest tool in your own evolution. So remember that. They are the greatest tool. They used to make us go out and stalk a petty tyrant, bait them by pissing them off, and then dealing with the consequences. Now takes some balls. I'm just telling you, because petty tyrants can kill you. So, man, it is just coming down. So the energies are just crazy. This rainbow plasma, light frequency, the purple twist. So it's crazy. You'll know when you're anchored into the Aurora platforms, or into a different universe or different world system, when you start seeing rainbows in the sky and stuff. And you'll know if you've gone galactic if you start seeing the ships. So I'm just letting you know. Don't be scared. Fear is the enemy. So the enemies are not the people. It's what's inside of you. Fear is the number one. That's the first enemy. We'll talk more about that next video. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments, go ahead and leave some comments. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.